a long time coming, but Gymkhana Grid is back, and it starts now.
In case you guys don't know what Gymkhana Grid is, it's two cars racing heads up on mirrored courses. Now, traditionally, this was broken up into two different categories, all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. And these cars would compete in different obstacles around the fixed course. Now, there's a major change to this, but we'll get to that later.
So for those of you out there who don't know the history of Gymkhana Grid, it was actually co-founded by Ken Block himself, and it actually inspired a whole new discipline of driving. So it's been a while. 2019 was the last time Gymkhana Grid has ever ran, and in the US there's only been 2 events. The last one was in 2013 at X Games.
After all these years, you can't be more excited to bring it back.
We've created a whole new version of Gymkhana Grid. This is going to allow for tighter competitions, more diverse head-to-head battles, but also a lot more excitement for you guys. And we're going to call it Gymkhana Grid Pursuit.
So we are introducing the handicap system, which brings all forms of cars here. So that means if you have a car that makes 150 horsepower against a car that makes 2,000 horsepower, it doesn't matter the difference. We will make it fair on any terms, any ground, anywhere.
Gymkhana Grid Pursuit is focused on driver consistency and how they navigate through the course. It's how well they focus under pressure while outrunning the other driver.
I'm confused, boss. Is it rules or not?
Yes and no. The only rule that we have is the handicap system. Now, how that handicap system works is based off their qualifying time. So each driver in each lane will have a handful of qualifying laps. And then what we'll do is we'll take the fastest lap that they turn during qualifying and use that as kind of their starting position, right? So if driver A did a 1:10 and driver B did a 1 minute flat, that slower car will have a 10-second head start. So with that slower car having that advantage, that handicap off the start, now it's that faster car's job to pursue them all the way to the finish line. A big game of catch up. It's a constant pursuit, Gary.
Gymkhana Grid Pursuit?
That's my stuff.
So typically grid looks something like this. Traditionally speaking, Gymkhana Grid was usually a wider setup. The cars would actually drive away from each other, do their obstacles, and then at some point they'd cross the finish line side by side. But with the Gymkhana Grid Pursuit, we wanted to keep the cars closer together so that you at home can understand what's going on. It's a little easier for you to digest.
Now, from a driver standpoint, this course really forces you to be more consistent around the course. And especially if you're that pursuing driver, the level of focus is going through the roof because you don't have much space and there's a lot of obstacles out there.
And so when we designed it, we had to keep both cars in mind, the all-wheel drive car and the rear-wheel drive car. So certain areas of the course are gonna lean toward a rear-wheel drive car, where other areas will benefit an all-wheel drive car.
At the end of the day, it is the pursuit. It's that faster car chasing down the car with the handicap. So when we get to the finish line, we're gonna have a head-to-head battle.
Let's go check out the course. There's a couple obstacles to check out. So first things first, right off the line, starts with a drag race. You wanna run it? Let's go. Go!
Oh, beat us. Oh, I'm losing my Crocs. Oh, I lost something. Micah, slow down, I'm pursuing you.
So just like drag racing, there's that long straightaway. Unlike drag racing, at the end of it, you want to be sideways. Why? Because you got to go around the back of these cars. You're going to be flicking it in, reverse entry, around Gary's Honda Civic, and then you're going to go around the Motegi Tower. Big right-hander, hit the slingshot, Sasquatch ladder, and then you'll be cutting right past the Motegi tower to the center line again. So in the beginning of section 2, you're gonna run into the Hoonigan clothesline. That's right. First half of the clothesline, you'll be doing a donut. And the best way to remember it is one done, no done. So you're going from a donut, turning it into a figure 8 without completing a donut on the second section, but rather exiting toward the spool in the back.
So as you exit section 2, you head into section 3, which is close proximity donuts around the pinata, which is homage to Gymkhana 10. Sick donuts, throw some smoke, and then you exit back out to the clothesline.
So after the clothesline, you're gonna head straight into probably my favorite section of the track, paying homage to a couple of different Gymkhanas, Gymkhana Practice, Gymkhana 4, we got Sasquatch here, but this is the slingshot corner. You're gonna be coming in with a ton of speed, a ton of angle, and lighting off the tires. Once you make your way around the ladder, slingshot, you'll go back to Gary's Civic, hit the straightaway, and floor it across the finish line. And hopefully, you're ahead of your competitor.
Well, now that you guys seen the track, you can kind of see where all-wheel drive may have the advantage over the rear-wheel drive. For example, the all-wheel drive digging out of those tight proximity corners, but then also the donut box where the rear-wheel drive will be able to get nice and tight against the barrel and have a good exit out of that corner.
The exit speeds are gonna be drastically different between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, but the all-wheel drive platform will require some big cojones.
So we've walked you through pursuit, we've walked you through the course, we've walked you through the rules. Now all that's left is to race.
So look, this is a big deal for us. We get to go back to doing things that are focused on motorsports, things that we actually love to do, things that you love as well. It's probably one of the things that made you a fan of Hoonigan, just like I became a fan of Hoonigan. We're stoked, man. We're super excited. We're glad you're joining us, and guess what?
All the way from Maryland on the East Coast, Crab Country, we got the man himself, 199 Travis Pastrana. Oh, yeah!